Hi, welcome once again to another session of Review with me. I'm Mrs. P. Stamina. I hope you caught the last session of chapter 1. Remember, we're reviewing the book, Why You Act the Way You Do. So today, we'll be going into chapter 2 of the same book. I hope you're ready. Alright, we'll focus on the predominantly extroverted temperaments, and they are: number 1, the sanguine. Remember, we said the sanguine is an extroverted temperament and someone who is always happy and always wants to have fun. The choleric is one who is also extroverted, but he's so business-minded and interested in productivity. So when we join the two together as a blend, we get one of the strongest extroverted blends in all the temperaments. Now, it's extroverted basically because the sanguine is a people-oriented person who is enthusiastic about work, and then the choleric nature will help him to be more organized, which on its own the sanguine is not organized. But remember, every human has weaknesses. We are not perfect after all. So one of the weaknesses you will find here is mouth trouble. What do we mean by mouth trouble? They can call it being honest. They can call it being factual, but they end up hurting people's emotion. Now, this particular temperament does not also have an active conscience. They can bulldoze anybody, do anything to get what they want, and feel the end justifies the means. An example in the Bible is Simon Peter. Very quickly, we'll move to the next temperament blend, and that's the sanguine. Remember, we're dealing with the extroverted temperament. The sanguine consists of the sanguine and the melancholic. This temperament is highly emotional. That means they can laugh now and then in the next minute they burst into tears. They are genuine in their feeling, and they feel the grief of others. They can operate in any field. Any field is open to them. The weakness you find here is their high level of criticism due to the melancholy temperament, and then they are also perfectionists. Based on this, they have both anger issues and they have a tendency towards fear. Now, the anger is coming from the sanguine nature and the fear coming from the melancholy nature. Also note that they are weak-willed and they may end up making costly mistakes. Do you want to guess who we can use as an example from the Bible? King David. You remember, King David had a very pleasant disposition, but he made a very costly mistake because he was weak-willed. The next temperament we'll be looking at is the sanguine. This consists of the sanguine, yes, you got it, and the phlegmatic. So the sanguine, let's have things the fun way, and the phlegmatic, any way goes. This is the easiest of all the temperaments to like. They are happy, they are easygoing, they have a carefree spirit, and they are willing to help people. They are family oriented and they love giving. In fact, we can actually say that they can't hurt a fly. When we talk about people like that, you hear them make the expression, this person can't hurt a fly. Most probably that person is a sanguine. But as usual, everyone has a weakness. The weakness here is that they lack motivation and discipline. So we know that the sanguine is an undisciplined temperament, and the phlegmatic doesn't have motivation. So blending the two together, we have someone who lacks motivation and discipline. Now, they also take life casually and will rather socialize with people instead of working. An example in the Bible is Apollos. Have you heard of that? Go search it out. The next one we'll be looking at now is the co-sang. This time around, the choleric temperament comes first before the sanguine temperament. Remember, I said the sanguine is the strongest extroverted temperament. Now, the co-sang is the second strongest extroverted temperament among the whole blends of temperament. They are activity prone, and then they ensure they are very productive and purposeful with a high level of energy. They have a great charisma, and hence they can be charmers. They can work their way through anything, meet anyone, and blend into any situation at all. But here then is one of their weaknesses, or some of their weaknesses. They are found to be very hostile. They have very quick bursts of anger. They have long burning resentment. You can annoy a co-sang and he will keep holding it inside of him for a very long time. So they can hold resentment for long. And then they also have a biting tongue, just like the fellow sanguine. Mouth trouble. Remember, these have a biting tongue, which in their own case, they call it being frank. But in actuality, does being frank really mean being frank? Or are we just trying to insult people without letting them know they are being insulted? They are very sarcastic. An example of such a person in the Bible is James. The next temperament we'll be looking at is the Clomel. The Clomel consists of the choleric and the melancholy. Now, these particular temperaments are very industrious. They are capable. They are goal-oriented. They are detailed with a very quick and analytic mind. Hence, they can be good in debate. Have you ever encountered someone whom you tried to make an argument with, and you find out that the more you keep making your point, it looks like you're sinking? Most probably that person is a Clomel. You can really win an argument with a Clomel. Their minds are so analytical and very, very sharp and quick. They are great researchers and good leaders. But their weakness here is that they are very autocratic. My mom is a Clomel. I have come across a lot of Clomels. Sometimes I actually cringe when I meet them. They are autocratic, they are dictator, and then they are very hostile, they are resentful and hard to please. And they are also perfectionists with a very sarcastic mouth. They are very prone to hurting people, but they are also very loving. An example of such a person is, guess who? Apostle Paul. Now, if you just do a quick research of Apostle Paul's letters, you see that in between his letters, there is love somewhere there. But it's not so obvious. Instead, there are other things that are obvious, which I've mentioned, except for the love itself. The next temperament is the cold flame, which will be the last temperament of the extroverted temperament. Now, the cold flame is the most subdued of all the cholerics. Remember, we said the choleric temperament is a bossy temperament, but because of the phlegmatic nature, which is the easygoing temperament, it helps to subdue the choleric temperament to a certain level. So it's the most subdued of all the extroverted temperaments. And then they are very quick, they are active, they are hot, they are calm at the same time, they are cool, they are unexcited, they are great organizers, they are great planners, and they are very hard workers. But as usual, remember, we're talking about both the strengths and the weaknesses, some of it in particular. So here we have resentment as one of the weaknesses, because one of the major weaknesses of a melancholy and a phlegmatic is resentment. So he has resentment issues and bitterness. He also has sarcastic comments from his choleric side, and these sarcastic comments will show as disguised humor. So a phlegmatic meets you and is actually insulting you, but he's smiling. So in your mind you're like and then later you sit and say, wait, it's like this person just insulted me. Their sarcastic comments come disguised as humor and ridiculing. They are also very, very stubborn. Oh my God. Once they dig their feet in a place, they don't want to move it. An example of such a person is Titus. So these are the 6 blends of the extroverted temperament. It combines the Paul sang, the sang Paul, the sang Mel, the Mel sang, the sang Fleg, and the Fleg sang. All these temperaments need to be filled with the Holy Spirit so they can live to their full potential. Remember, knowing about your weakness is not bad. It is good we know about our weaknesses, so we know we are not perfect after all. And that is why God said, without me you can do nothing. Knowing about your weaknesses helps you know that you need God on a daily basis to help make us better, to help improve us and maximize our strength. I'll draw the curtain here. I hope you had a nice time. Thanks for staying with me. Please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, do so now. Don't forget to follow, like, share, comment, and also invite others. I'll see you in the next episode. Have a nice day and God bless you.